Today we're going to be doing a full body stretch using a fit ball. So go ahead and get yourself a ball, find a big open space, and let's get started. Very first stretch we're going to do today is pushing the ball out front. We're going to open up the shoulders. So with hands either palms down or thumbs up, we're just going to press our body straight through, sitting back on the heels and relaxing into the stretch. So we're going to spend about 10 to 30 seconds in each of these stretches. Each time you exhale, imagine allowing all the tension to just melt away, as if you're breathing it out. So we're going to go from this position and then start to turn over to one side. As we're doing this, we're allowing the shoulder and ribs to just kind of open up. You should feel this a little bit more on the lats below the scapula. I'm going to roll over to the other side. Still straight arms here. Let's do one more time on each side. Okay, go ahead and switch sides. And relax. All right, continuing on, we're gonna go into the chest next. So the ball rolls straight out to the side. Hand is either gonna be directly out to the side or slightly out front of the shoulder. Free hand is resting on the ground and we're looking away from that outstretched arm, just pressing straight down. So I'm gonna do about 4 breath cycles here, in and out. Again, on each exhale, we're relaxing, releasing, and pushing a little bit deeper into the stretch. All right, switch sides. Perfect. All right, let's come back out of this one. Next, I'm going to take it up into the triceps. So for tricep stretch, we're going to place one elbow on the ball, and then we're going to trap it so that the hand is just below the neck, pressing with our free hand against. So it kind of looks like this. And as I'm holding this position, I'm just pushing down into the ball so that I can get a nice deep stretch in the back of the arm. All right, let's switch sides. Same thing on the other side. Elbows on the ball. Trapping the hand and pushing straight down. All right, let's relax, release out of that one. So moving on down from the triceps, we're gonna go ahead and go into the torso. So our next stretch is for this rectus abdominis, or what most people would call the abs. We're gonna sit on the ball first, and then just roll back. So arms are gonna get thrown up overhead, like this, and then walk your feet out. taking big breaths in this position. So when we inhale, imagine breathing down into the belly. We're stretching out the abs. Exhale, sinking a little bit deeper into that stretch. We're gonna do about 4 breath cycles here as well. One more. Good, all right, let's come back up. So we're gonna walk down. Next up, dropping out to stretch the low back. So hips are on the ball, feet are out to the side to support us, and we're gonna allow our body to just sink down with bent knees on this one. If your knees are straight, you're gonna get a pretty deep hamstring stretch. But what we're looking for here is low back. I'm just gonna do a couple more deep breaths here. Nice work. All right, let's come back up. So from there, we're gonna start to get into the hip flexors. Hip flexor stretch is a really cool one. We're gonna trap the ball between the calf and the thigh so that this thing can't move. Our thigh is right in the center of the ball. Free leg is gonna swing around the back, and then our hips are pointed in the same direction that we're looking. So we're gonna make sure that we're squared up, we're not diagonal. Drive into that back hip, nice and tall posture. You should feel a pretty deep stretch right at the top of it. And if you wanna go a little bit deeper, we're gonna take the free hand here, reach up to the ceiling, place a hand on the back of the neck, and then point your elbow directly at the ceiling. Nice work. All right, let's switch sides on that. Same thing on the other side. Just switching the front leg. Once again, we're trapping the ball in between the calf and the thigh, so it's not going anywhere. Hips are square. Reach up to the ceiling. Point that elbow up. Whoop. Now, if you lose balance on these balls, it's totally fine. Just reset. Sometimes it happens. Nice. All right, let's come back down out of the stretch. Next up, we're gonna go into the hamstrings. So for hamstring stretch, we could do a really similar one to the low back stretch, do both legs at the same time. I'm gonna do one leg at a time. Just outstretch one leg, and we're gonna reach down to the toes. Taking about 4 breath cycles here. Nice deep stretch. Exhaling a little bit deeper into the stretch on each breath. And switch legs. So by this point, I'm definitely starting to feel a little more relaxed. Everything is loosening up. And that's really good after you finish a hard workout. All right, let's go ahead and relax, release out of that stretch. We're gonna go into inner thighs next. So what we're gonna do here is sit slightly off to the side of the ball. Just like we did on the hip flexor stretch, we're gonna trap it between the calf and the thigh, and then we've got our leg out to the side. What we're gonna do here is slide our hand down the extended leg, and then we're gonna reach one hand up and over. So we're getting a nice deep stretch in the inner thigh here on the adductors. And then our ribs are opening up on the opposite side. So I'm gonna do 2 more breath cycles here. one more. Nice work. Let's switch sides. All right, same thing here. We're slightly off center. Trap the ball. Free leg out to the side. We're gonna slide down. And I'm gonna do 2 more breath cycles here. 1 more. Nice. All right, we've just got a few more stretches. I'm gonna go into the quads next. So quadricep stretch. This is kind of a variation of the couch stretch. I'm gonna place my rear foot on top of the ball. Try to back that knee up so that your shin is vertical. We're gonna get forward into a staggered stance. And if this is hard enough right here, you can just hold this position. A lot of people are gonna get a pretty good stretch in the quads here. I'm gonna go ahead and posture up. So if you're a little bit more flexible, we're gonna come all the way upright, trying to drive forward by squeezing the glute on this leg that we're stretching. Just getting a nice deep stretch from the hip all the way down into the knee. Deep stretch in that quad. I'm gonna take 2 more breaths here. Again, exhaling, breathing out any tension. 1 more deep breath. And switch legs. So we're coming back down. Switch the leg. Again, stepping forward into that half kneeling position first. You can stay here or posture up. No matter where you're at, we're trying to drive forward into the hips, squeezing that glute. And we're getting a nice deep stretch in the quads. I'm gonna do 1 more deep breath cycle here. Inhale. Exhale, releasing the tension in the quad. Very good. All right, so we're almost done. I've got 2 more stretches for you. We're gonna go into glutes, calves, and then we're all done. So glute stretch. This one's a little bit unstable on a ball. It works really well though once you get your stability, once you find your balance. So we're gonna take, you can see what I'm talking about. We're gonna take 1 leg and cross it over onto the opposite knee, just like this. So we're in the figure 4 position. We've got a tall chest, sticking the butt out. So think about hinging, not rounding. And then we're just gonna drop until we get a pretty deep stretch in the leg and the hip of the bent knee. Nice work. All right, let's do 2 more breath cycles here. Just relaxing into that hip stretch. Very good. All right, switch legs. Same thing here. Leg comes up and across. Nice tall posture through the chest, shoulders, eyes forward, and we're gonna hinge, sticking the butt out until you get a nice deep stretch in the glutes. Very good. I'm going to do 1 more breath cycle here, and then we'll move on to the last stretch. Perfect. Okay, so last stretch, calves. We're going to go down into the lower limbs. On the calf stretch, what we're going to do is just lay our belly on top of the ball, like this. We're going to cross 1 leg over the back of the opposite leg, and then we're just kind of pressing up into sort of a downward dog position. So we're lifting the hips. Heel doesn't have to stay flat, but you want to try to press it down toward being flat. All right, so we're getting the stretch on this part of your leg down here. And the ball is just helping us take some of the weight off the arms. Let's do one more breath cycle here. And switch legs. All right, I'm gonna take one more breath in and out. Relaxing on the out breath. And go ahead and release that stretch. Yeah, nice work on those. So hopefully you're feeling pretty loose. That's a stretch you can come back to anytime you're feeling tight. If you've got a fit ball, hopefully those are some new ones for you. Hopefully your whole body feels great. Let us know how you feel in the comments, and we'll catch you next time. Thanks.